Welcome back to another episode of the Big Game Podcast. I'm Chris Hunter. I got my man Daniel Horton with me, man. The Michigan Wolverines avenged their loss to Purdue with a 75-73 victory over the Purdue Boilermakers and now sit in first place alone at the top of the Big Ten, man, with a big win the other night against the Purdue Boilermakers, man. What's up with you, Daniel? We're going to break this down, man. I'm excited about this show today.
Yeah, man, this is a good one right here, man. It's good to talk about Michigan fighting through a big time win and meeting the challenges that they faced against Purdue, man, that they kind of, failed to meet the first time. They bounced back strong and got some revenge, man. That was good to see.
Yeah, they avenged it, man. After getting your butt spanked like they did up in West Lafayette, man, it was good to see us, come together and be able to get this victory on our home court, man. And just looking back at that game and then looking back, speaking of that home court, to last season, when we walked into that arena, man, I was on staff last season. We walked into that arena and it was 80% Purdue fans in there.
Yeah.
And coming into the arena today, the other night for this game, man, and seeing the atmosphere of Chrysler and seeing the energy in there and seeing all the fan support, man, it was great, man. It was an electric atmosphere. The crowd was raucous. It was going. So I was very, very happy to see that, man, because that last year, that was sad, depressing, all of the words that you could think of coming in there and seeing 80% Purdue fans in our arena. But, this was a great game, man. I think Michigan were up to the test, right? The physicality test, the execution test, we were able to, be up to that test in this game.
Yeah, no, for sure. That was a bit of an old school Big Ten physicality right there, right? A lot of restricting of movement, which it was good to see. Like, we're not just gonna let you cut free. We're not gonna let you just play, be comfortable out here, right? From the guards to the big men, we'll get to some of that in the film study, but man, just to see them step up and meet that challenge physically, that bodes well for the stretch run of the season, because it's gonna get even more physical against some of these teams they got left on the schedule. So that's a great sign, and it's a great kind of like precursor to what we might see moving forward and what they have in store for the future. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Definitely, they stepped up to the task, man. It was physical. Seeing it in person, it was like the bodies was hitting. It was physical. I know there was a lot of fouls called, and we'll talk about that a little bit too on Purdue and otherwise, but it was a physical game from the standpoint of, man, these guys was, like you say, hitting, bumping each other. I mean, taking it to people's chests. It was an old school Big Ten game, and we're excited to see that, man. So let's get into our recap, man, and what we really wanted to see is, did our predictions from last time kind of hold true on what we thought was going to happen with this game and the keys to victory, man? So let's get that on there, man. So the first thing was value the basketball and win the muscle game. I thought Michigan did a really, really good job of doing that, man. They struggled last game. In this game, having 11 turnovers and Purdue having 11 turnovers, I mean, that's a win. If Michigan is able to, throughout the rest of this regular season, average 11 turnovers, they most definitely win the Big Ten. So they did a great job of kind of valuing it throughout the game. Early on, they had, some turnovers in that first segment of the game where it's like 4 or 5 turnovers there. And it looked like it was going to be that same script as the last game, but they were able to, dig their heels in and take care of that basketball throughout the stretch. And then Danny had to be a wolf. That's a check mark on that, man. He was aggressive to the rim. He was aggressive making plays, and he was able to put pressure on Purdue's defense in a lot of ways that he wasn't able to do down there in West Lafayette. And then the defensive versatility we talked about, like stopping Braden Smith and Trey Kaufman-Renn is a heavy task for a lot of people, and a lot of people were not able to do it. All right. In this game, they still were able to be effective, but down the stretch of this game, down the course of this game, I think both with the bodies that we put on Braden Smith, and give credit to the coaching staff, man. They had some different defenses and they went out there and played some zone that morphed into man, some zone that stayed into man. They had a couple of different ball screen coverages on Braden Smith. with switching it and putting some different bodies on them. So I thought all in all, it was a good game plan from us by putting some different bodies and having versatility on them.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was when you just watching the film, it was possessions where he was guarded by all 5 guys in one possession,
right?
Right. So no, they did a great job of tagging him and tagging rollers. You know what I mean? So they weren't hit as hard in the short roll as they were the first game. You know, Michigan did a great job of being having paying attention to detail, as far as the game plan is concerned. So I don't know exactly what the game plan was, obviously, because we're not in the locker room, but as far as what we could think of what a game plan would be to beat Purdue, they kind of followed a lot of that blueprint that we spoke about, the last episode. So
yeah, because it was looking rocky earlier, man. I mean, Braden Smith looked, I know he got snubbed from the Chris Paul camp last year. He looked like Chris Paul in the first half in those first 8 minutes of the game. And I was sitting there looking like, hey, man, if we don't change this coverage up, it's going to be trouble out there for us. But I think, we started to turn up the intensity individually. I think Reuben Jones and everybody else who was on them did a good job. And then I was hoping that, the coaching staff, held something in the holster for the second half, and they did, with that zone that morphed and kind of to a man-to-man and some different stuff in the second half that they kind of held in their back pocket and brought that out in the second half. And it caused them, just a little bit of confusion. It caused, Braden Smith and those guys to be a little less aggressive and have to think and try to navigate that defense, which boded well for us, man. So let's get into this film, man.
Yeah, man, we're gonna get into some early action, right? We're down 7-0, and I think Trey did a great job of changing the tone of this game early, right? Like you said, we turned the ball over 4 times before the first TV timeout. And I think Trey comes out here and he kind of changed, like I said, he changed the tone and changes the aggressiveness, the team aggressiveness right here, right? So he gets into the half court and he sees he has a mismatch. He waves off the big man, right? What does Mark Jackson say, Chris? Let me have this dance, big fella.
Let me have this dance, big fella.
Hit him with a cross, get into his chest. That's what I like right there, right? I'm gonna bully you, big fella. Right there into his chest. Create some separation, able to get his floater off. Nice finish. Hey, didn't give him the little. Yeah,
we in here now because Braden Smith was talking cash money records out there, trash in that first part of that game. So going back at him, you love to see that out of your point guard.
Yes, sir. Couple possessions later, Danny attacks, skips it, shot fake. I like the shot fake. Get down the baseline, good finish. Right, just being aggressive. We've talked about on multiple episodes now. When he's attacking the rim with his shoulders square and he's getting 2 feet in the paint, he's a dangerous ball player.
Dangerous.
Right, gets downhill, big fella falls down. Good poise right here, right? Some guards were just launched, right? Not understanding it's a guy flying at you. Good poise and patience right here. Shot face, let him fly by. Still a decent contest, but it's too late.
Too late. He's going, and that thing ain't touched nothing but the bottom. Going in right out.
Right? He's being a point guard is being. You have to morph into certain things as a point guard, right? You have to, depending on what your team needs at that time, right? Whether it's scoring, whether it's being a playmaker, whether it's slowing us down, getting us into some offense that way we can work the clock, or speeding the tempo up because we need to create some. Like you have to be able to assess the game and determine what your team needs, right? I think he did that early, right? He set the tone right here. He also, this is a play that you say you saw in person. I'm gonna let you take the lead on this clip right here.
And this is when I knew, like when I saw this play, I'm sitting very close, down to the floor. And when I saw this play, I said, okay, Michigan has a chance to win this game for sure because they set the tone with the physicality. And this was after Trey. We just showed those buckets that he made. And this is a key bucket that led to a great momentum play on the other end. But I'm going to let this play run, and we're going to show the physicality of this box out by Trey Donaldson and setting the tone on Purdue and letting them know, hey, y'all ain't running in here. We in here today.
All right, back screen for Smith. Handoff with Lawyer. He gets downhill. Throw back to big fella. Big fella finds the shooter.
All right, now stop it here.
Hey now.
Look at Trey at that bottom of the screen, putting a body on Trey Kaufman because earlier before this, he had, got his hands on a couple offensive rebounds, got a couple offensive rebounds. And this is what you call setting the tone. This set the tone for me when I knew, okay, Michigan is, we in here. Oh, put him on his back. Oh.
Hey, he was out for a second.
Yeah, no, look, yeah. It's a TKO right there.
He was out for a second. Hold on. Hey, ref, if you call a foul, you call a foul. I don't care.
But we setting the tone. You ain't running in here no more.
This is a bucket by Trey late in the game. I think he saw. I think he saw the coverage and set this one up himself. Watch how he, he forces an interchange on the backside, right? Get the ball to Danny in the mid post. This is one of my favorite spots of his in the game, right? See how he's telling him to cut or move, right? But he knows he's going to be open on the backside. He's ready to shoot right now. See that? Quick set. Bottom. When I saw it live, I was like, that's going in. Right? He saw it the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
Roddy Gale had a great bounce back game, right? I think we talked about this in our previous episode of him moving to the bench could provide a scoring punch and a boost of energy, a burst of energy off the bench if he's active, athletic, and aggressive, right? The 3 A's we always talk about. And he definitely did that, right? He changed the tone. He had some really good moments in this stretch, right? And some of them started with defense, right? We set with the physicality and the active hands and the active feet on defense, right? I think he did a really good job, right? We get in here. Look at the active hands right here. Reuben Jones, Roddy Gale is on the backside. Big fella right here, meeting them at the rim. Good strip.
And they did a great job all game of just swarming, man, putting arms, putting bodies on him and making it difficult for him to make plays. And Kaufman, he made some tough plays over some guys in traffic. But over the course of a game, if you continue to do that, he also had 5 turnovers in this game, too, that we forced Kaufman into.
He definitely did. All right, we get the steal. Roddy Gale's out in transition. We see them get here at times and try to do what was the segment we call it, doing too much.
Doing too much. And in this one, it was very simple, man. Get to there, get your body on them, and let's lay the ball up. Very simple.
Yep, hitting the ball on the board. Right? I love this. Like, you could tell in the game plan, Michigan had they wanted to, I guess, to kind of relieve some of the pressure that Trey faced the first game when he was being picked up full court and made the turn a couple times. They let those other guys bring the ball up and initiate the action on the weak side, or if they push the ball in their little two-sided break, right, they would skip the ball early and opposite. That way they can get basically a ball reversal and get the ball to change sides of the floor before they even get into any action. And I think that created some open opportunities for them versus Purdue's defense. They get into a little up screen, goes back door. One dribble, doesn't travel like we've seen him do previously. Nice finish right here.
Yeah, that was a big man finish. Look, off the vertical reverse kind of throw in dunk there. I mean, that's tough. That's what Roddy Gales does, though. He's athletic,
very nice finish,
aggressive, and strong in the paint.
We get into this little pistol action right here, right, with Cheddar. And I love the patience right here, right? Little Steve Smith spin move into a nice little floater. Right, he's under control, playing off 2 feet, on balance, and that's the complete opposite of what we've seen him do at times over the last couple of weeks, right? And that was very good to see.
And that's a good shot after you made a couple, right? You got a couple backdoor cuts, a couple layups, and now you can take a floater like that and it goes in for you because now you're in rhythm.
Yes, sir. All right, that's the Trey blockout play again.
And this is the tell. This is what it leads to.
Yep.
On the other end. Good job of attacking on the fast break, keeping your feet, eyes up. Great 45 cut by Reuben Jones from that slot area, presenting himself right in front of the rim. And this is where you just got to go get athletic at
Yes,
the rim.
sir.
Go get athletic, young man.
Hey, nice
Go get
finish.
athletic. Don't you jump, Camden Heidi. There you go. Go sit on that rim.
Yes, sir. Right. Look at the defense. He's at ball pressure right here. We talked about bullying guys, bullying the ball handler. He's bullied him out of bounds, and he gets the steal. Right. Positive contributions from guys. Right.
Yeah.
This is what I thought. This is what I hope he'll be a lot better at as the season closes as well. If he does, they'll win a Big Ten championship. Right. Especially in transition. And get to the front of the rim. Same way you get to the front of the rim when you're cutting and stuff like that, man. When you have the ball in your hands and the floor is spaced well in transition, get to the front of the rim. Put your shoulders on the rim, right? Beautiful play by him. He started the play with the steal and finished it with the play at the rim. Great job, Ruben.
And that's what happens when you active, you locked in. These plays seem to cascade for you, and you start having a lot of momentum with positive plays. And he did a great job of being locked in defensively, which led to a lot of good things for him offensively.
Yep, lose yourself in the team game plan and the defensive end, and good things will happen for you, right? Danny drives, attracts a lot of attention. Guy comes over to help. Guard loses his man. Lawyer's just watching. And when you're just watching, everybody ends up on the poster. Beautiful play to seal again. Like you said, cuts to the front of the rim. Whether it's a pass or whether it's him going to the offensive glass, he's very good at getting to that open spot in the front of the rim. Great job. And that pretty much sealed the game.
That sealed the game for you right there. And that was, a testament to that play right there was kind of a microcosm of what this game was about. This was about attacking the rim. This was about being active, being alert, and being aggressive. And that play right there was good. I love Danny just getting downhill, attacking the paint, attacking the rim, not settling for a jump shot, and good things happen from that.
Yeah. And also, Numari has some positive, he made some timely 3-point shots this game, right? And we'll cover him here, but man, it's good to see him have the success he's having after last year and the last couple of years, right? Even just his entire journey through college basketball, right? For him to stick around this year and give him and bet on himself basically. And it's paying off. He's playing well. He's a leader out there. It's great to see the positive contributions that a guy like him and Will Cheddar are making to this team, because I feel like they deserve to have some success.
Yeah, they deserve it. And don't get it twisted. Like, without his shots this game, we probably don't win this game. He made the threes and the shots that he made were all at crucial times where we were either trying to break momentum and get momentum back for ourselves, or we were down 6 or 7 and he made big threes or threes to put us up. So without his contributions this game, especially shooting that ball, we don't win this game. And like you said, definitely excited to see the success that he's having. Great kid all the way around, works his tail off, and this is, what you get when you stay at Michigan.
All right, a little 4-5 pick and roll action. Numari comes off, gets his feet set. Big shot right there, right? Down 41-35. You don't score this possession. They score now. It's a chance the
You're
game
down 8 or 9.
A little bit. Yeah.
Now you back to a 1-possession game with that shot. So all of the buckets he made were key momentum. Like, hey, we in this thing. Let's get back in it, or let's put us up.
Yeah. So here it is again, 53-47 Purdue. Right, young fella takes a open three. Roddy Gale makes another play, gets offensive rebound. This is a very poised and heady play right here, right? When he catches it, look where Numari is. Numari sees that, relocates. Gale finds it. Boom.
Yeah, way to be under control, on balance, land on 2 feet, and not make one of those doing too much plays. He made the right play by hitting the guy drifting to that corner. Great play by Roddy Gale, man.
right? When I talked about other guys pushing the ball and handling the ball, right? Then the two-sided break. Great play right here by Danny.
And he's a great passer, man, especially out of that short roll, out of that pop, out of closeouts. Like he can see the floor, and that's a heck of a play. And what's the score on this possession again, man?
57-54 Purdue.
57-54. So this is a bucket right here. You make this bucket, you get the momentum. It's a tie ball game, and let's go with it. And Amari made crucial threes all night.
Yes, sir.
Them puppies ready? Yeah, there you go.
We're just re-emphasizing, hey, we're here to play. We're gonna be physical, and we're gonna make shots, right? One screen. Wake up. Boom. Nice shot, Will.
And that's what he does, man. Active, physical, tough, and can make shots and make plays out there. And that's another play like the Trey Donaldson play earlier. When you set a screen like that, you set the tone that like we ain't here today. You want to be physical? We can play physical as well. And that Michigan met their physicality all night and exceeded it in some areas as well all night.
Yep. All right, next play, we get Vlad in the post. Will Cheddar on the glass again. Great finish.
So this is some of the clips we'll get into where Michigan shows their defensive versatility on guarding Braden Smith and this Trey Kaufman ran pick and roll, right? We talked about it earlier where, early in the game, he looked like Chris Paul. We were giving him drop coverage and different things. And then we had some tools in our back pocket where we were able to show him some different looks, throw different bodies at him, switch at him. I think like you said, everybody on the floor had a chance at Braden Smith. In these clips, we'll break that down for you.
Yep. All right. Early in the game, active hands and bullying him over the ball screen. Staying in his space, in his personal space, not giving him any airspace. Great job chasing him. Great contest right here, right? We talked about his last game and just part of his package period, right? He's very good at making that bump fade shot, right? He'll get downhill, kind of get his shoulder into you and fade and lean off one leg. That's a great contest by Amari, right? Getting there, tie him up. Michigan ball, right? Good ball pressure, right? That's nothing. They didn't get anything easy after the first few minutes of the game, right? They made some plays the rest of the game, but nothing came easy for them, right? Everybody's up into their man guarding the ball. Look how many people Braden Smith has seen on this possession already. Look at Roddy. Another switch.
And that's a tough play, right? You like you said, you have multiple bodies on him. He's driving against a 7-footer and trying to throw a reverse layup over the shoulder. And Danny does a great job of just being active, being athletic, staying with the play and getting a block shot. Those are tough finishes over length. And that's what length gets you in activity. And good job by Roddy Gale stepping up, making him make another half a step Euro to slow him down at the rim. And this is just great activity by the Wolverines. And they showed this all night, trying to stop Braden Smith.
Yeah, because he could have easily, if he'd not been alert and just ran with his guy, right? He stepped in and made him take it like another half step, like you said. Danny being a 7-footer, hey, I'm going to get that. And this is what I told you. I think after this play, I think it was a timeout after this play, or not shortly after this. And I called you and I said, what did I tell you? I said, Chris, they got him. He's tired.
He's tired right now.
Like, this is exactly what you want, right? And I was hoping, I thought he would, go into halftime and regroup and then have a similar burst that he had to start the game again, but he never had that same burst again. So I don't want to say he was done for the game right here, but they definitely made him dig deep and go into reserves after this. He was very tired on this possession, right? You could tell by the shot he ends up taking is one of those ones where, you play driving lines and as a professional, as a college player, as a high school player, you play driving lines one-on-one games, and you always have that guy that's winning, right? He's up 4-5-2, or 4, and the close person has 2, and he has to get the 5 to win. And he's, instead of him continue to do what he done, he settles for a jump shot, right? And all the coaches, you settle. And I think right here, he settles as a sign of fatigue, right? He kind of gives into the fatigue right here. So, boom, making him work. Give it up, get it back.
Yep. Good switch, good activity, good hand up. Way to keep your defensive leverages if you're Danny Wolf, and great contest. Like you said, he settles for that instead of trying to drive past Danny after he just blocked his play a couple plays earlier.
Yep, and so Danny blocks a layup. Now he blocks a jump shot. Like, now you're probably in his head now, right? Great job by Danny, right, in both instances, right? Gave him enough space, baited him into shooting that jump shot, and in a moment of fatigue, he fell for the bait, and Danny, he blocked it. So that's a great job not only by Dusty, and staff game planning, but also by the guys on the floor executing the game plan, being physical and showing him multiple bodies, even in, the same possession at times. All right, switch. Gets downhill. Roddy stays on his hip as the bigger man, the bigger guard. Great challenge.
Great challenge. And these are just better individual defensive efforts, right? That's not in game plan or strategy. This is just like a guy saying, I'm going to give a better effort individually and stay attached to your hip and contest the heck out of the shot at the end of the play. So great job by these guys. Like I said, all night, just getting into their hip pocket and making it tough for them. And it ain't going to be easy coming into the Chrysler Center to get a dub.
No, sir. Great contest. We off to the races. All right. This is a play where another example of guys giving multiple efforts, right? Hustling, giving multiple efforts, landed on the line to get a crucial W. Right? Meet him at the rim. Look at Will Cheddar. Now he's out here chasing him off the 3-point line. Great job, Trey. Travel. Watch Reuben Jones right here. Guards one guy, jumps out. Great. This is when you switch, when coaches teach switch or you talk about switching, this is how you switch, right? You don't switch up. Yeah, switch up.
Switch up. You jump out, you switch up. He got into his lane and then shocked him and scared him into a tough fall-away contested shot. No, that's a great play all around. Like you said, multiple efforts by everybody. Started off with a great jump wall by Will Cheddar, keeping his verticality. And that was the MO for Michigan all night, man. Multiple efforts, getting these guys hip pocket and make it tough for them.
Yes, sir.
Look at the frustrated look by Matt Painter. You run that back. And that's what happened. When you see a coach with that look, his hands on his hip, he's like, they in here tonight. They ready to play tonight. It's not going to be the same game as it was up in West Lafayette.
This is not the same team from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, no, it's not it. We in here. I got to think of something now.
Look, full court pressure.
Give them a little taste of their own medicine, right? Little taste of their own. They like to pressure full court. Hey, let's pressure you full court. Let's make it tough on you.
Yeah. Then once you cross half court, we're going to jump into a zone.
So great game plan, like I said, by Dusty Man, his coaching staff, to keep something in the back pocket that it was their zone. And now you see the ball hits the middle. Now we're morphed into the man. We're matched up, and now we're putting pressure on you.
Yeah, once that ball hit the middle, it triggered them going, man. I saw y'all do a lot of this last year with Coach Howard, right?
Yeah.
Good job by Danny again, right? Giving him space, baiting him into shooting that jump shot.
And those are great contests, man. When you look at contests like that, we call those handball contests. Your hand is right there at the release of the ball, and that's a great contest. Anytime you can get a handball contest like this, when he's releasing it at the apex, and you got a hand up contesting it, that we'll live with those type of shots. So now you can see everybody right now. They're looking to put body on body, meat on meat for this box out on this possession. See Ruben down there battling. There you go.
That's what it turns into. This time of year, man, it's not just a let me turn and put my shoulders and back to you and block you out. No, you have to hit a guy, like really be physical and move guys out of the paint. Like you have to move guys, and the ball may hit the floor.
It may hit the floor. It's MMA, it's WWE, it's all of it's mixed martial arts, it's all of that down there in the paint, trying to get that ball.
Yeah, man. Great job by Vlad keeping him square. Right, doesn't allow him to drive through his chest, keeps him off balance. Trey with the great dig, knowing he's strong side corner, so he has helpers. He has shooter responsibilities in the corner. Digs and gets out, forces a tough shot. Block out by Danny. He doesn't get it. Kind of under the rim a little bit. First does a good job of driving him under the rim.
Yeah, too deep to get that. Only ball you getting is out the net on that one.
Yeah, for sure. Right, but great initial first shot defense by the Wolverines again. Right, spacing the floor, trying to get downhill against Danny. Gets downhill, drives again, active hands. We saw this play earlier. Roddy's able to get out in transition. Again, good pressure right here. Right, he's not a guy that you're gonna get totally into his jersey. He's too quick. He's too skilled as a ball handler, but I like the distance. You'll see at times in the game, Ruben is kind of measuring him at arm's length. That way he can still provide pressure, but still keep him at a distance, a safe distance where he can keep him in front and keep the ball handler corralled. I think they did a great job of that all night. Right? Goes under the screen this time. I wish he would have stayed down, but it's okay. We're giving effort, making him work. Right? Vlad kind of pulls the chair.
And they swarming, right? It's making it tough. It's not as easy as it was before. And anytime you get Trey Kaufman-Renn going back to that right shoulder trying to finish over his left, he's not as effective as he is going to that left shoulder finishing with his right hand. So this is a good – and Michigan did this all night with him in the post, really trying to take away that left shoulder right hand. They gave up, some drop steps and spins to the basket. But in this possession, it put them in a bad spot with all of their activity on the ball.
Great activity right there. Good hands right there by the freshman. That's how you earn more minutes. Right. Right there. Just another good job by Vlad keeping him square. Right. You've seen times we've, let him squeeze his shoulders past you and get an angle, like you said, over that left shoulder. Or just, you'll see him spin and pivot until he's able to create that angle himself.
Yeah.
And right here, Vlad does a good job of keeping him square.
And you got to keep your feet moving. Look, his feet are active. It's almost that boxer stance where you got your feet are soft on the ground and you're bouncing and you're keeping it moving. And that's what that's what you have to do in the paint. You can't keep your feet anchored into the ground and give guys angles. And this was him good at just keeping them square, keeping active, and the handball contest again. Like if you get that picture right there that you see on the screen, if you get contests like that of every shot, then you have an excellent chance of winning ball games because people won't admit it, but that affects your shot right there.
Nah, for sure. That looks like a jump ball more than it looks like he's shooting it, right?
Exactly.
Great job. Nice board by Danny. Hey, look, now Michigan is changed. Like you talk about changing coverages, changing looks. Now they're in the full court. They trapped him right there, right? Trapped him. Full court pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Almost pays off.
Almost got one, right?
Almost pays off. But great. It's a deflection. But even if you don't get it, you're throwing them out of their rhythm early in the possession already just by getting a deflection. All right. Jump back into the zone.
Good way to switch up. Active. Switch up, active. Now that's a tough play. He makes those plays all the time. But now, after you've seen some activity,
did a little spook. You don't catch it, right?
You don't catch it as clean and you're not as aggressive. So he's catching it, and now he's dumping it off to a guy, and Vlad is doing a great job of playing two, being active and being able to play both of those offensive guys and get a contest at the rim late.
Like everything is tough right now. It's tough to catch it. It's tough to get over the screen. It's tough to create an angle. So when you make every part like every part of this play is tough right here, right? Like he's searching for an angle, not there. Good switch up, like you said. Another switch up. Tough pass right here, right? He has to make a dime, complete a dime just to get it to him through these two hands right here. He has to make another dime right here to a guy he thinks is open, but like you said, because we're swarming and he sees these white jerseys coming, he doesn't catch it clean. And even if he does catch it clean,
you got 2 footers coming over the area 51 is coming to shut it down after he catches the ball.
Area 51, that's perfect. Another possession, 57-57 game right here. Watch the defensive effort. Team defense.
Swarming activity. And Kaysen did a great job, man, of being active and coming in and giving good minutes. And this is, like you said, another play, making him go to his left hand, right shoulder with Trey Kaufman-Renn, and he's more apt to want to pass it or even come back to his right hand and shoot it. So playing on that high side, making him spin back. Great job of Danny being there on the help. I'm sure that was a game plan thing that they did. And now you're making a tough play between 2 guys to Caleb First, and Roddy Gale is swarming down there.
And then watch the 2 big fellas, multiple efforts. They're on the guy that passed the ball. Watch this.
Swarming, give me that.
Multiple efforts. Uh-oh. What you think about that, Chris?
Hey, man, Vlad is got the European acting flop gene. He did get a little hand in the face, and he does his good job of embellishing. And, when we did our pregame thing, you said it'll be one Vlad embellishment in this game for sure. And this was one of those embellishing plays. Like, he got hit in the face, for sure, a foul. But he looked like he got knocked out by Ivan Drago right there.
Yeah. Right, look at it. We talk about bullying over the screen, man. I love the way they guarded the ball screens. The guards did this game, right? They didn't wilt on the screens, right? He's going under the first one because he's out of the scoring area. This was in the scoring area now, so I'm going to bully you over the top. Even if you're able to get downhill, it's still I'm finishing, not finishing, but I'm forcing you to change your pace. I'm forcing you to change how fast you really want to play, right? That's a moment where I think you can kind of speed him up a little bit. But other than that, that guy's really good. Makes a great bounce pass. But Vlad, great effort right here. Good block.
Yeah, he got hit in the face.
Yeah, that's the one he got hit in the face.
He got hit in the face, but he does a good job of, like I said, embellishing. He might have a career in acting after this.
Yes, sir.
So another great game, man, by the Wolverines here, man. This is like, I think the theme of this game and how this game went obviously puts you in position to be, a half a game up, first place in the Big Ten. But if you can replicate a lot of the things that they did in this game by the defensive effort, taking care of the ball, if we can average 11 turnovers going down the stretch, then we win the Big Ten, right? If Roddy Gale can continue to embrace this bench role and come in and play with some efficiency and some aggressiveness and some effectiveness off the bench, I think that adds a definite element to our team that we need, some more bench punch from the backcourt off the bench. And then if you can get some contributions from, Will Cheddars and the Kaysens and the Justin Pippins and things like that off the bench, I think it really helps this team win a Big Ten championship down the stretch.
Yeah, I think we have 3 guys in Trey, Danny, and Vlad that, those guys are going to be either first or second all Big Ten when it's all said and done, right? I think for those guys, for the team to have the success they want, it's going to be crucial that bench develops over these next few games and into the NCAA tournament, like you said. Moving Roddy Gale, I think that was a great move by Dusty, moving him to the bench. Not even if he was playing well, right? I think it just makes your team a little bit more balanced, especially if Reuben Jones is going to give you a second, another ball handler and playmaker and decision maker with that first group. I think moving Roddy to that second group to provide a scoring punch along with Will Cheddar, I think it's almost, it's a stroke of genius, right? I think if that move alone may if Roddy continues to play like he played, may lead them to a Big Ten championship, just because I feel like they're a lot more balanced offensively now.
Yeah, definitely a more balanced team, and then secondarily, it gives you some accountability, right? I think as a coach, anytime you take a guy to the starting lineup, it's a tough decision to make, but it's sometimes a necessary decision to make because you got to show everybody, like, look, this is what we're trying to do. If you're not playing up to the standards, which Roddy was not playing up to the standards, before that, to his standards and the team standards, then there's some accountability on saying, hey, we got to put a guy in here who I know probably Reuben Jones in practice has been playing well, right? So you insert him into that starting lineup. You show everybody that, hey, man, we got to play up to our standards. We got to value the ball. We got to play control. And now you see Roddy Gale kind of slowing down, coming in on that second unit, and he's really affecting the game in a positive way. So, kudos to the coaching staff for being able to have the cojones to pull that trigger on that and make that move. And like you said, it makes this team much more balanced. I think it adds an extra level of depth that we didn't necessarily have with that first starting unit as it was previously constructed. So, yes, I mean, this is a really good game, a get-back game, avenge that loss in West Lafayette. And, it gives us great momentum going into our next game against those dudes down the road there.
Yes, sir.
The people we won't name until we do our
preview. That's why we don't have any preview clips. We refuse to
talk about the team down south.
Yeah.
But it's going to be another great game going in there, man. Another big game. So, I mean, this is another great show, man. We love to be able to get in here and break down, especially on these wins, man. It feels good to be able to break down these wins, man. So, until next time, when we give you our preview of the team down the road, I am Chris Hunter with my man Daniel Horton, and this is the Big Game Podcast, man. If you like the content that we're bringing to you, like it, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell, man. We're gonna keep bringing you this great content, and until next time, man, this is the Big Game Podcast. Peace.